He's an asphalt driver from the Midwest who made it to the Sprint Cup Series. She's a former Miss Motorsports who's the daughter of a sprint car driver from Pennsylvania. Somehow they make it work. Time for Slingin Dirt, presented by Hercules Tire. Here are David and Ashley Stremme.
Hello, happy Tuesday. It is time for this week's edition of Slingin Dirt, presented by Hercules Tires. Why are you giggling already?
Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday. It's almost
Hump Day
Day.
Wednesday.
Almost,
Yeah.
not quite.
Yeah.
We have an excellent line of guests for you today. We have Mikey Marler, our Knoxville Nationals late model winner. I'm super excited to talk to him. We also have Rambo Franklin. He picked up the Fast Track World Championship, and he's the first two-time winner of that race. And last but certainly not least, we have Bobby Pierce Sr., the tall, cool one. We will chat with him about all kinds of stuff. But I'm excited for today's show. It should be good. We're the Stremmes.
Yep.
This is my husband, David, just in case you didn't know that.
Yeah, I'm her husband, Mrs. United States husband.
Mr. United
But,
States.
Yeah, how was them heels? You're walking around at Virginia Motor Speedway in the mud.
Yeah, I used to do that when I was Miss Motorsports a lot. And you learn to walk on the ball of your heels, but it's been
folks,
a few years since I've done that.
Folks, we go from qualifying. We were there racing our modified, and we're going to the heats, and I'm wanting to watch the track, and she's like, I got to use a four-wheeler. I'm like, walk up there, and I forgot she was in heels and all this stuff. But anyways,
something you're going to have to get accustomed to this year.
So Virginia Motor Speedway, we went there. Obviously, it was the Fast Track Nationals.
World Championship.
Yeah, World Championship. They had a ton of late models, pro late models they like to call them, crate late models I call them. I don't even know the exact number, but it was a phenomenal amount there. They had Ferguson was there. Devin Moran, first time he was there in a crate driving another guy's car.
I'm telling you, this kid, I said when we talked, was it last week we talked to him?
Yes.
I'm telling you, this kid he is right there. He is knocking on the door, and it will eventually open.
He is, like I said, the I'd hope he gets to stay in dirt late model racing because the future of dirt late model racing is doing great. He'd never been in a crate. He made it last car in through the B main. Started dead last, and finished second. Almost had Rambo at the end.
Almost won.
So.
It was 3 wide at the checker flag, so pretty impressive.
It was phenomenal. But anyways, the Bill Sawyer's group up there, I've always heard him brag about Virginia Motor Speedway. The location is probably not the best.
Jamaica, Virginia.
Yeah, it's by the intercoastal, I would call it. But phenomenal facility. If you do get a chance and you're in that area, they have great super late model shows. They already announced next year their crate fast track world championship is going to pay $20,000 to win.
Mm-hmm.
So it's amazing at what they're doing there. The grandstands and just the whole facility is phenomenal at how he's built it. And obviously, his family had owned Richmond International Raceway before, so you can really take a lot of the entertainment value for fan-friendly, the grandstands, the lighting. Just the place wasn't dusty. It was amazing watching them work the track. So kudos to them. They definitely do a great job there with what they're doing. And
what's really cool is I know several of their employees there, and those guys have been with Bill for 20 years. And that's what's remarkable about it is it's that family, even though they're not technically family, they're building something as a family, and it's just amazing to see what they're doing.
The only thing I would have done different, they need to shorten that track up. It's a little too big. Just because I'm more into.
Maybe you just need to get up on the wheel.
No,
but you did.
Hey,
you parked
it
in victory lane. That's all that matters. Yes, absolutely. I did tell you needed to stay on the bottom, but other than that, I didn't really.
Devin couldn't believe she gives me signals, and I'm like, oh yeah, she gives me the finger and everything.
No,
so,
I do not.
But anyways, I'm not in the Southeast. They have big half-mile tracks.
Mm-hmm.
You go to the Midwest, 3/8, quarter mile. Eldora's a big half, but it doesn't really treat you like a half mile, I would say. I just look at for the type of racing, it just need to be a little smaller, and it'd been fine. So we got to have these big, fast racetracks. I don't care. I was fine with it. I'm just looking at the health of all of it. It's hard on equipment, everything. But anyways, speaking of big, fast tracks, Knoxville, obviously, big Lucas Oil race there. And I was reading some comments, and I don't know if it was because of all the rain they were having, but like McCready was saying, it was rough I watched some video. It looked really patchy. I mean, you'd see guys catching the berm on the inside, but Mikey Marler was up on the wheel. I mean, I watched him drive through the slick, but what was more interesting to me is guys run out of fuel. You had Herb, Josh Richards, Owens ended up breaking. He was very strong at the beginning, so it would have been neat to see what could have been with him. Since he's got that rocket car, they've definitely been running a lot better consistently, I would say, overall. But Bobby Pierce backed up his, World 100 win, run third. I mean, Bloomer's right there in second, which it's amazing because he misses the show Thursday. All right. And I was reading on this, and I didn't talk to anybody at Scott's camp, but I talked to some of his people that we know, and they just said, hey, he was busy working on that modified. He got back from that, but I didn't know this. Thursday wasn't a Lucas Oil Points race, so I kind of go, well, it's a big race. You need to be there to get your car tuned in.
Right.
But we're talking about Scott Bloomquist. He's won everything, or pretty much everything, but he didn't. He showed in during the B main, so it was interesting. He run, I think it was 7th, 8th on Friday, and then second. So maybe if he'd been there Thursday, he would have won.
Kicking himself in the tail for it, for sure.
And Billy Moyer, the senior, he run out of gas, but he was up there. I mean, it was.
Even Bobby Pierce said, if they were going to go another lap, he didn't think he'd make it.
He run out at checker flag, they said. So, and we'll have to ask Bob Pierce, why was that? Was it because it was so wet and it was so much throttle? I mean, I heard Marler in his interview on Dirt he said he had to take care of his engine and it's so hard on it to where you're in the fuel so long. And I remember last year Landers talking about that. They're like, we had to conserve our equipment, and for him saying that, it's something else. But to where they really leaned on it at the end. So it's interesting, and Knoxville obviously always does a great job, but the late models definitely didn't disappoint at the push start track.
The push start track. You're hilarious.
That's
I am truly excited, to speak to Mikey Marler. I've been friends with his wife for many, many years, and it was just really cool because they don't run full time. They run a very limited schedule. So for them to do something this big is pretty impressive. He
was with Capital, okay, was very successful last year. Then I think it was around the Dream. He had his Capital car. He's changing shocks and doing all these different brands. Then he went and got a Longhorn. Then he's gone back to his Capital, and it seems like he's went full circle. So it's like, has he learned from other things that he's done? And, I'm kind of curious.
Aren't racers all like that, though? You always got to try something different just to see if it's better. And if it's not, you always go back to
I know, I'm never happy. But I want to give a shout-out to Jimmy Mars. Had a great run, and Kyle Bronson. Also at Knoxville. I mean, Bronson wasn't even going to go. They had a great run at the World, said, hey, we're going over there. And I think he finished 10th, 8th, somewhere in there. So, kudos to them.
Absolutely. Well, I'm excited to talk to our next guest, but we got to take a break here on Slingin Dirt, presented by Hercules Tires on MRN.com.
Slingin Dirt returns in 1 minute on MRN.com.
From work life to nightlife, from home to the road, your day can take you anywhere. These fast-paced times call for Wrangler Advanced Comfort jeans. Advanced Comfort is designed to keep up with you, no matter where you go or what you're doing. They're made with 20% stronger denim and 4-way flex technology that moves with you. Wrangler Advanced Comfort. Go anywhere, look great, and be comfortable. Wrangler Advanced Comfort jeans. Try on a pair today.
O'Reilly. Greasy grime on your vehicle could take hours to clean, but not with Super Clean. Right now at O'Reilly Auto Parts, buy 1 bottle of Super Clean all-wheel, multi-purpose, or foaming degreaser and get 1 free. Plus, earn double points during O Rewards Member Appreciation Month. O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day. Limit supply. See store for details.
O'Reilly Auto Parts. When the smoke settles, the entertainment never stops.
I feel like experience kind of outweighs youth.
On race weekends, your favorite NASCAR personality is an everyday superhero.
Kyle Busch driving for his life right now.
But when they leave the racetrack, they're just like everyone else.
Our lives are so much different than what people may think they are.
I'm Susie Armstrong. Join me on a daily journey as we discuss the hot topics and engaging personalities of NASCAR Nation. Ned Jarrett's World of Racing, weekdays on the Motor Racing Network.
This is Slingin Dirt on MRN.com. Now back to Ashley and David Stremme.
Welcome back to Slingin Dirt, where the Stremme's joining us now. He is your Knoxville Nationals champion. It is Mikey Marler. Welcome to the show, Mikey.
Hey, guys. Thanks for having me.
I just want to know what it's like to be a Knoxville Nationals winner.
Oh, it's a good feeling. You know, it's a place that's got a lot of prestige and just an awesome place, awesome atmosphere. So if I was going to win one, that's definitely a place to do it at. You know.
So you won at Knoxville. You get home. Are you just working today, or what's going on?
I am. Yeah, I have a towing business, so I have that thing stays pretty busy. So we're just heading out here and doing a little maintenance on some trucks today and taking care of a few customers. So just kind of got to. That actually, I think, really helps me with my racing, because then I just get to go racing and have some fun. It makes racing way more fun when you got to work on Monday.
Yeah,
I love it. You win the Knoxville Nationals on Saturday. You got to work on Monday.
What I was just talking before you come on the show here a little bit about your program. I know last year you had the Capital car. I mean, you had it rolling. You run very good at a lot of different races. Then you made a switch. I know I think it was a Dream. You started trying some different brands, and then you went to, I think it was a Longhorn car, and then you went back to your Capital. Tell us a little bit about all that, and like what went on. Did you learn from everything, or has it helped your program?
You always learn stuff, you know, to see how another company does things or whatever. But you know, I just drive the car. You know what I mean? And Ronnie Delkey owns a race team, and Josh and Jerry, you know, their job is to keep the wheels on everything, keep the deal rolling, and my job is to drive it. And so I just drive what we have, you know, and that wasn't. I really like my Capital.
Yeah.
And Ronnie, our car owner, him and Randy Weaver that sell the Longhorn cars, they're actually high school friends. They went to high school together.
Okay.
So they're personal friends, you know, and just something that Ronnie wanted us to give a whirl, and so he bought a used car that Randy had there, and we run it a little bit, and so just something he wanted to try, and not that it's not a good car. I mean, obviously they win all kinds of races in really good cars, but I think everybody's got something that suits them, you know, and I just personally like the Capital stuff. So, so you know, so like I said in my interview up there, whenever I'm picking cars, it's the Capital. But you know, sometimes I respect the car owner and the team, and I'm not going to be hard headed about it if they want to give something another try. And who knows? I mean, you never know if you can get better if you're always staying in the same place. So I can see their view on that. So, we ran that Longhorn time or two there, and I just, you know, I guess my feedback to the car owner was that, it's okay and we could make it work if we wanted to, but I got a lot of time invested in this, and if I'm going to work at something, I want to work on the Capital program, you know, of course. So anyway, so that's a little bit of how that went, but
I find that interesting.
All these guys have great cars, man. They really do.
Yeah, I mean, you just look at the rundown. I mean, there's you were in a Capital, then there's a Bloomer, the Pierce. I mean, there's a Victory by Moyer. I mean, there's all kinds of stuff in the top 10. So it's not like one thing was sticking out. But I just thought it was interesting. You know, I follow you there, and I seen all of a sudden you're driving this white car. I'm like, wait a minute, that ain't Mikey's car. And then, you know, I start getting it. So makes sense.
Yeah. But, you know, Marshall that builds the Capital cars, I think Marshall's somebody that, you know how you go through life and you meet people, and like probably he and I had kind of like the same kind of, he's in Georgia and I'm in Tennessee, but if we were in the same town, we'd probably been best buddies growing up. You know what I mean? We have the same interests. We like the same things, and our values are the same.
Yeah.
And there's just a lot of things that line up, and
you guys click.
He and I click, and Shane also, Shane Clanton. he's right there too. So
hang on.
Shane the other night was
Mikey, Shane don't get along with anybody. Don't you know that?
Shane and I, we've always gotten along really good. Matter of fact, one of the first times I ever met Shane was at North Georgia, and I was just starting in the late model stuff, and he was too. And we had the best race and the biggest wreck you ever seen on the back straightaway.
Man.
We got out and laughed about it.
I tell you one thing I can say about Shane, and I loved it. I seen a picture. He come up, gave you a big old hug in victory lane. He was probably just as happy you winning that race as him running fourth. I mean, him and Marshall take a lot of pride in the Capital cars and in their. Shane likes working with everybody in those cars, and I mean it's a really cool program what they have going down there, and you can definitely see what they put into their product.
Oh yeah, and I've never been to a facility like a race facility where the employees are, Capital is really just a bunch of racers.
Yeah.
And Shannon and Lisa down there and Hank and Rick and all the guys on the jig, just everybody that's involved in that. They're all race fans. And we went and had a test there about a month ago, and seriously, we're about an hour away from their shop, and every employee there is at that test.
Yeah.
They don't, when they don't punch a time clock and go home at 5, they love it and eat it and breathe it. And I mean, how are they not going to be successful like that? And when you're a driver and you see that, I mean, why would you not want to be a part of that? That's a cool thing.
Yeah. Absolutely. Mikey, you made the comment in Victory Lane that you weren't driving 14 hours if you weren't confident enough to win the Knoxville Nationals. With being a part-time schedule racing, what gives you that confidence to know that you can go out there and beat those guys?
It's just all perception, I guess. I just look at all the guys racing as some people think, well, they're these guys are out here and they're professionals and I'm not, and I look at it as, hey, they put their pants on the same way I do, and they're all beat up and I'm ready.
Yeah. I like that, how you look at that, because I don't, like with our schedule, we pick and choose where we want to go. And I go, hey, I don't want to race this weekend. I want to get ready, or I want to go maybe take my wife to the fair or whatever we want to do, and I like what you had to say. You're prepared, you're ready, but you still know when you go in there, you're like, I can beat these guys. I mean, and it says a lot about your program and the confidence and everything going around you.
Well, in this sport, when I first started racing, I had no street stock, and it was just, you would go, and it was just pretty much you in that car, and if you could win or learn how to win, and now, at this level we're racing now, if you're a quarterback and you don't have everybody on the offense, on the defensive, or on the line there for you, you're no good. And racing at this level's become that. Without Marshall, without Shane, without Jack Cornett and Josh and Jerry Winger doing their shocks, without all those guys that we have in our program, you wouldn't be as strong. So I think that's a lot of it right there. It takes a lot of good people and to be successful, and it's just all who you want to line up with and try to be successful. And I'm fortunate that all my guys that I've lined up with we're all just kind of gel. We all have the same interests and like the same things, and to me, all that makes a difference in racing. I think the Kaepernick thing going on with football right now, he's disrupting his team if anything else.
Yeah.
And so you get a bad egg in there, and then everything don't go as good. So I think a lot of that confidence is just knowing that you got all the right people in the right place, and you got the people for success also.
Yeah.
So true.
I want to ask you something. I think last time we had you on the show, you were working on a project, maybe a new rat rod or something. Did you ever get that going, or where you stand with it?
I did. Yeah, I got it going, and a friend of mine's got it now, so he's in Louisville. He's riding around it, taking it to car shows. So,
really?
So anyway, but yeah, it's just something I wanted to do. I've looked at a lot of that stuff, and I grew up in a salvage yard, and I've always liked piecing things together and making something happen. So anyway, my dad, he's a cool guy, and he's got all these hot rods, and he likes all that too. So yeah, so we built that, and Stacy and I, we just went riding around, took it to some car shows, and we just had a big kick out of it. And it was a fun little project to do, and someday maybe I'll get me another one to try it out again.
Did you share any pictures on Twitter of it?
I don't know.
You need to.
Stacey had some on
I'm
Facebook.
like a caveman. I don't even do Twitter.
Well, we see your Mikey Marler Twitter handle up here on the screen. That's why I was like, if our viewers, if you could have Stacey tweet a picture on your Twitter handle, and then we could check it out. Was it a car or a truck?
It was a 28 Ford car sedan, and we chopped the top on it to 6 inches and built kind of traditional, something you'd see maybe in the 50s as a hot rod,
Yeah.
So anyway, well, it was fun. It was had a hand clutch up on the dash that you'd have to pull, and
oh my,
it was just fun. It took some talent to drive it.
Oh my, oh my.
Well, speaking of talent, you've got it, and I want to talk about the race real quick because you did put on a whale of a show. You led 40 laps, and Bloomquist tried many of times. And the track, we've heard it was a little rough, and there was a couple divots I watched you roll through there on the front stretch. But at any point were you like, man, when is this checkered flag going to come out? Because I need to win the Knoxville Nationals.
It's kind of odd. You kind of race, that race is, I don't know, it's like it's longer than most or something because the track's so big. And, you know what I mean? It's like normally 100 laps does fly by a little better, but there, man, it takes a long time to make a lap there. And we just kind of ran it. I don't know. It's like in stages. I don't know. I just got there wasn't really a plan for it, I don't think. I mean, usually there you just don't want to overdo things early. But my car was good enough. I could just kind of take advantage of situations as I seen them come,
Yeah.
And so yeah, out there leading, and Josh mentioned that on the night there that he won, that man, it's hard to know where to be on that racetrack, and I don't know how wide it is, but it's 100 feet wide probably in the corners, or more, and so it's such a wide racetrack that they're coming at you from everywhere, so it's an awesome place, and then it's kind of odd. It looks like it's rough, but it's not really rough. It's just those tacky spots are so tacky they upset your car, when you hit them. And then the slick spots are so slick you'll about spin out when you hit one of them wrong. So it's a challenge. It's patchy, I guess, and that's what gives everybody fits.
That's that Midwest dirt.
It is, and I've always noticed that. I don't know. I always like those racetracks. Pretty much everything up the Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
Seems to be good racetracks, like over in the Granite City track there in St. Louis,
the
Knoxville track. You ain't too far off the Mississippi River, and it seems to me like that dirt is just really fun to race on.
When you were talking about the race too, and I think in your interview you were talking about saving your motor, is it because you're in the throttle so hard that you're working your engine that much harder than say other tracks, and that's what you try to save it towards the end to really, I guess, abuse it, I would say, or what was your? I've never run there, so I'm kind of asking.
Well, it seems like when you in our dirt motors, it seems like if you ever get one hot, it don't cool back down.
Yeah. And
we use Cornet motors, and them things they're really, really, I think the best motors I could use, and so they don't really tend to run hot. They run cooler than most motors, I think, most that I've had. But you're just laboring that thing so hard out there, and this place is kind of odd. It's like your car can be loose, and you got to spin your way around the racetrack, and that's hard on your engine. And then you could be like really hooked up, and then your motor's just working real hard the whole time. So the other night, my motor's just working hard, pulling the car because the car was hooked up good.
Yeah.
And so it was just a matter of pedaling a little bit when you could, just to make sure you kept everything cool, kept your oil temperatures down, and then you'd have a little in the gas tank there if you needed to fight somebody off.
Yeah.
And but yeah, that's places. I mean, honestly, I don't know of another race that we go to that you got to even consider running out of fuel.
Yeah.
So our car had enough fuel to. I was good on fuel even as far as that goes, but there was guys running out of fuel there at the end of the race, and that's really. I mean, Eldora is a big old racetrack, and we can finish that race with, heck, I don't know, 10-gallon, 12-gallon left in the tank.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
Wow, that's
So,
interesting.
Yeah,
Absolutely.
so it uses, I don't know, I mean, like time and a half on the fuel of what Eldora does, you know. And Eldora's
Yeah.
a big, fast racetrack.
Crazy, but awesome,
Yeah.
Mikey. Well, we appreciate you being on the show today. And hey, don't work too hard this week, and make sure you bask in this one a little bit because this one's pretty special. Congratulations.
Hey, thanks for having me on, and like I say, thanks for all the support. I've had a overwhelming amount of support from, congratulations from people on winning the race, and pretty cool that, it's one thing cool about our dirt racing community. Everybody, I think, generally wants the best for everybody, so it's pretty cool community to be a part of. Just like to say thanks to everybody.
Absolutely.
All right.
Thanks, Mikey. We
Congratulations.
appreciate it.
Thank y'all.
Love him.
I know
I
you
just
do. You
wish
were
he-
excited.
I
you were,
am
you were
because
like,
I know what they've been through, and I know their trials and tribulations for the last umpteen years. And
well, it's
it's just
rewarding.
cool. Yeah, absolutely. Well, speaking of another rewarding win, we will talk to Rambo Franklin up next here on Slingin Dirt, presented by Hercules Tires on MRN.com.
Slingin Dirt returns in 1 minute on MRN.com.
Race fans, you know there's nothing like the power, excitement, and sounds of NASCAR. Ever wonder what it would be like to strap yourself in the seat of an authentic NASCAR race car? You can do it at the Richard Petty Driving Experience. Ride along or drive yourself at one of 15 tracks nationwide. Call 1-800-237-3889 or visit online at drivepetty.com. Richard Petty Driving Experience. It's authentic NASCAR entertainment. Call 1-800-237-3889 or visit drivepetty.com to reserve your experience.
This is power. This is freedom. This is tradition.
It's Dale Earnhardt with the lead.
This is being who you were meant to be, where you were meant to be. This is more than a race. This is Talladega. The chase for the NASCAR Sprint Cup returns October 21st through 23rd. Call 1-877-GO-TO-DEGA for tickets.
O'Reilly.
Rewards Member Appreciation Month at O'Reilly Auto Parts is ending soon. You won't want to miss the store-wide savings and double-point deals on over 225 items. And if you're not already a member, sign up today during Rewards Member Appreciation Month. It's fast, easy, and free at O'Reilly Auto Parts. Better parts, better prices every day.
O'Reilly Auto Parts.
This is Slingin Dirt on MRN.com. Now back to Ashley and David Stremme.
Welcome back to Slingin Dirt. We're the Stremmies. Joining us now, he won the Fast Track World Championship, and he's the only one in 14 years to do it twice. It is Rambo Franklin. Welcome back to the show, Rambo.
Hey, thanks for having me.
Congratulations on your win this weekend. A whale of a show there on the last lap, 3 wide to pick up that win.
Yeah, we was pedaling pretty bad there them last couple of laps. Our tires was gone, but we managed to hold on.
How, I mean, you don't normally run a crate car, do you?
We run some at the end of the year. We keep one there at the shop, race ready, and if they put big money on the line, then we go run them.
Well, that's what I was following you through the weekend, watching you, and when you were practicing Friday, and I mean, your car. I was wondering if that was your supercar or if you had a crate car because it looked good. I mean, you were running good, and I definitely knew you'd be right there. Do you think not running Friday, you could have been a little better on Saturday?
Well, we were real good practicing Friday night there at the end, and we bolted on new tires there to qualify and sort of put ourselves in a bind. It sort of tightened me up too much, and I think if we could have run Friday, yeah, it would have seemed that, we'd have been too tight with new tires on, but it's just sort of glad we didn't get to run really. That way we focused on Saturday.
Yeah.
Love it. Well, I want to know the different. I mean, I know the difference between the crate and the super, but for you, when you're behind the wheel, we talked to someone else who drives supers, and he's like, man, these crates, it's like I can sit there and snap my fingers down the back stretch. Is it a real difference climbing back and forth between those two?
Yeah, just, the corner just takes forever to get there. The straightaway speed's not there, but, they to me, they're fun to drive. You're looking at, we won $15,000 with a $6,000 motor, and super with a it just makes more sense to keep one ready to go.
Yeah. Oh, it does. I mean, it was big paying race.
Absolutely.
I mean, next year they're going to pay $20,000, so I'd imagine you're going to be there. But where did you come up with the nickname Rambo?
It started probably back in the 80s, when David Perry owned Cherokee Speedway, and my uncle was in the Army, and he always gave me Army clothes, and instead of me running my school clothes, Mom always made me wear them Army pants to the racetrack on Saturday night.
Mm-hmm.
And Dwayne Goins, the track announcer, sort of gave me that name, and it stuck with me.
I love it. That's a great story.
Yeah, I wondered where it come from. I mean, I was like, always curious. I mean, everybody, if you said Dennis Franklin, they're like, who? You got to say, no, Rambo, down there, the 2-car. And
yeah, it's been with me forever. I tried to steer away from it there a little bit, but I just, it stuck with me.
What's good? What else is on the schedule? I mean, you going to run that crate car at the World Short Track Finals or at Charlotte? Are you going to go out and run the Super some more? Or?
Yeah, we're trying to win the ultimate points. We're leading them, and we got an ultimate race that Saturday night, same as Charlotte, so we're not going to be able to attend there. But we're going to get the motor put back together and take it to Swainsboro for that big turkey race, that 20,000 down there, and then we'll go down into Florida and get a couple of big races down there.
Yeah, because I think you won down at East Bay, didn't you?
No, at Bubba's.
At Bubba's, that's it. Yeah. I get them two mixed up all the time. I know they're on the west side of the state. So, but so do you? I mean, you're super. You leading ultimate points. I mean, do you plan on going? Obviously the world's over, but I mean, we still have some other big races. You plan on traveling out to any and that?
Yeah, we're gonna, we'll hit these around here. We're gonna go to Gadsden for the Blue Gray. We'll go to Charlotte. We'll go to the county line to race for kids there at the end of the year, and we'll probably wind it down there.
Perfect. Well, I want to talk a little bit about the race this weekend. The guys that were surrounding you, and I would call you a veteran of the sport. You had Montgomery, Hornsby, Moran. I mean, all these young kids that were battling for the win with you. What is your thoughts on the future of late model racing?
Them guys are up and coming. I mean, that Moran kid is going to be awesome. He already is good, but I mean, he's going to be one of the great ones. I think that Montgomery kid, he ain't but 19 years old, and he just we got him a super late model motor last year. Dad did, and I think he's been playing with it a little bit, and them pretty good people. We know them real good, and I'll stick with Beth, sit there and run with him. And I mean, they could have took me out in your lap, and they give me room, and you can't ask for no better.
It was. I missed it because I was in tech, but they said it was a whale of a race. I mean, what is maybe a racetrack you haven't run on that you would like to go to?
I wanted to go to that Knoxville, Iowa. I've always wanted to go there, and and it was sort of a toss-up to go there or go to Virginia Motor, and I sort of felt like I left one on the table last year when Walker had beat me there. I was on the inside, and I just couldn't get by him, and so we made the decision to go back up there, and it sort of paid off. Like I said, they all had on hard tires, and I was pedaling right there at the end. I didn't need all them cautions, but they just it prevailed for us.
Yeah, it was interesting, that track of it was my first time there, and I thought, man, this place is a pretty good size, and I've found that it seems like the Southeast has larger tracks, so I think that Knoxville would probably suit you. I mean, I think you'd do very well there. We just heard Mikey Marler talk about how big it is, but it's interesting, that like Virginia, that's not a small place. Cherokee, a lot of these in the Southeast are fairly large size racetracks.
Yeah, I like Whipple. Whipple's one of my favorite tracks.
Oh, yeah.
I'm surprised Tazewell isn't on your list there as well.
I like Tazewell. I've had a couple good runs there. I ain't got no win there yet, but I've run a third, I think, and crashed out one night. I ain't been there too many times.
You know what I've seen, Rambo? I forget, and I forget their names, and shame on me. But the owners of Width was there watching at Virginia Motor Speedway this weekend, and I thought that was so cool. They come in, they're just fans. They come in, they want to watch the crate cars. But Width is a phenomenal place to go and run. And I tell people all the time, my northern friends, I go, look, you want to separate the men from the boys, you go to Width there, and it'll do it.
Yeah, Mr. Brown, Fred, I can't think of her name, but
But yeah, they come see me every time. They go to a lot of tracks. They're real nice people, and like you said, they love racing.
Yeah, yeah.
That's awesome.
It is. It's cool. Well, we appreciate you being on the show. We know you're busy, and we'll see you out at World Finals for sure, and maybe at the Blue Gray. I'll come down there and watch that. It's always good. But it was nice seeing Victory Lane there. I know you worked hard through the weekend, and congratulations.
Hey, buddy, I appreciate it. I got to thank my sponsors, M&W Transport, C&D Property, Nichols Plumbing.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Thank you, Rambo. We appreciate it.
Thank y'all for having me.
Yes, absolutely.
It was interesting when you were talking about I'd say kids that were around him.
The young guns,
They were real respectful. I mean, anybody that hasn't seen Rambo,
he's a big dude.
Listen, he's probably like 8 foot tall. I mean, he
That's
looks
why
like
the name Rambo fits him so well.
I remember it was I think it was last year or 2 years ago with Ferguson.
County line.
No, it was at Cherokee. Ferguson got
that's
out
right,
and he kind of thought twice before going over to see Rambo, which I think was a good choice. But anyways, it was interesting watching the younger guys, race, and it was neat to see that division to where you can move up that level,
absolutely,
and still race against Ferguson and Moran, and I mean Walker Arthur was there. I mean, there's a lot of good guys in that crate race.
Well, and the previous night, the night before, the top three, the oldest kid was 19, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
The guy who won was 16. That Montgomery, I can't think of his first name right at the moment. But
Montgomery was. I'll tell you this. I watched a little bit Friday. I'm gonna be very honest. Sometimes I'm not a fan of crate racing. The first 15 laps was follow leader. It was on the bottom. I walked away and I missed a whale of a show. They said at the end because the guy I thought that was going to win, he ended up in the back. Walker Arthur was coming up top. But Montgomery was, when I seen their cars in tech, it was still like brand new.
Mm-hmm.
It's just him and his dad and some family members, nothing real crazy. And I talked to a buddy of mine, and we were talking about him, and he says, man, all he's done is run crates. The kid is very talented, works on his own stuff. So
there was 6 lead changes in 15 laps.
Yeah.
I believe it was.
The 15 that I wasn't watching.
Yeah, exactly.
That's what I was like, I got to go back here and work a little bit. But I was a little upset because
it was an impressive show.
When I was listening, they were like, oh, Arthur's up top, 3 wide. And I'm like, well, when I was there, they were choo-chooing around the bottom. So evidently something happened, which it told me what I needed to know for Saturday. So it was interesting.
Beautiful facility for sure. I wish we raced there a little more often.
I wish it was a little closer.
Yeah, that too.
But
absolutely.
Anyways, it is when you look at, like Rambo saying, hey, there's 20,000 6 hours away instead of going to Knoxville. But Knoxville has that prestige. I mean,
sure does.
How can you not
like
get excited? Well, Knoxville is in town. I mean, it's just like you're the event. But what I thought was interesting too, Knoxville had a great attendance for a crowd, even though there was some weather. But it was a week after the Boone Nationals. Boone Nationals only 45 minutes from there. Also, they had Marshalltown had their it's basically their open motor nationals, they call it. It's like 10,000 to win on Saturday, which I had seen. Terry Phillips was at Knoxville. Then he went up there, drove Grabowski's car. But it's interesting they put these races so close. It's just like having the Knoxville Nationals right after the World 100. It didn't give these guys much time to turn around. So it was very hard on a lot of the teams, but it's interesting. Some of these promoters, it's
those guys
where they're at.
Are on top of their game because they've already done the Hell Tour. You know what I mean? So many races in the week for weeks, So this isn't a big deal to them at that point.
What I had seen is the guys that run back-to-back, it's a pretty big deal. I mean, like Chris Simpson, a lot of those guys that race in that Midwest, they were ready for Knoxville. Maybe they had the Mikey Marler syndrome of, hey, we're ready. Our stuff's not wore out. But like Rodney Sanders was there. He wasn't at the World. I just see that. But there was racing all over. There was guys from Maryland and Pennsylvania, your posse state, there at Virginia. So it was interesting. The money's there at certain tracks. Hey.
I should have asked Rambo if he was going to the Gateway Challenge or whatever that thing
I don't know if his name's on. I mean, the indoor race is what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yep. But, well, hopefully we'll talk to Bobby Pierce up next here on Slingin Dirt, presented by Hercules Tires on MRN.com.
Slingin Dirt returns in 1 minute on MRN.com.
Whatever you drive, wherever you go, Hercules Tires will get you there, whether you're running on dirt or running a job. Our dependable, high-quality tires are the perfect fit for your needs. For unmatched value, selection, and warranty with industry-leading road hazard protection, there's only one choice: Hercules Tires. To learn more, visit HerculesTire.com or call 800-677-9535. Hercules Tires, right on our strength.
It's that time of year again, folks. We're in the thick of race season and the finish line is approaching. You better keep those brats on the barbecue and those beverages in the cooler because this is the fun part. Toyota Racing is cheering on the team until those checkered flags are waving. The NASCAR Sprint Cup can only go to one car and driver, and we hope it's one of ours in Camry. Just last year, Kyle Busch took home the Sprint Cup Series championship in his Camry, and we're looking to keep that winning tradition alive. So let's go, Kyle Busch. Let's go, Carl Edwards. Let's go, Matt Kenseth. Let's go, Denny Hamlin. Let's go, Camry. And let's go to our newest team member, Martin Truex Jr. Toyota Racing Team, keep your feet on those gas pedals, and may we see one of you doing victory laps this year. Head on over to ToyotaRacing.com to find more info on our team of drivers. NASCAR is a registered trademark of the National Association for Stock Car Auto Racing, Inc.
This is Slingin Dirt on MRN.com. Now back to Ashley and David Stremme.
Welcome back to Slingin Dirt. We're your hosts, the Stremmes. Joining us now, it is Bobby Pierce Sr. Welcome to the show, Bobby.
Hey, hello. Everybody doing?
We are doing well. How about yourself?
I'm just doing fine. I just run off, did a little lunch, and I just got done, so it's perfect timing.
I hear you. So what does a Monday consist of, or actually it's Tuesday, I guess. A Tuesday consist of for Bobby Pierce Sr.?
Well, a Monday is pretty chaotic at our shop. Thank God. That means we're a little busy. But after winning the World 100, we got busier naturally, so we're putting cars together right now, and it's been busy trying to keep that going and keeping our race car going so we can go out and try to win some more races.
I was going to say, you probably got 4 higher signs held up because not only the World 100, you guys backed it up with running third at Knoxville, and Bobby's that was only his second time at Knoxville, wasn't it?
Yeah, we was there 4 years ago when he was 15, and I was there one time myself back in '97, the first time they let late models race there.
Yeah.
And that was the only time until they started this deal with Lucas. And I ran 5th, not bad, but we ran terrible with him the first time, so we had really no notes to go off anything. So we kind of winged it Thursday night, got a 6th place finish, which was okay, and then tried a little bit Friday night, didn't make the show, but we put our notes together for Saturday and ran 3rd.
Yeah, it was. I got to tell you, I had a great time. I parked next to you guys at Fairbury. It probably made my whole weekend for the Prairie Classic. And I watch you do not sit down. You're going every minute. And it's funny, I was talking to your daughter, and you're like, yeah, he don't ever slow down. He's not going to do nothing. You're talking about, when I retire, or if I did this, or what would you do? If you weren't racing, what would you do?
Oh, well, I'd go crazy. I mean, I told you over there, I don't fish and don't hunt.
Yeah.
And now I'm 64 years old. There really isn't anything else I want to do, so I'm going to race till I fall down.
Yeah. Hey, and I'm going to ask you, because when we were at Spoon River, I asked you, have you got a car ready for this weekend at Mod Mania?
He's working on it, David. He actually talked to one of our guys that's been with us for years, Denny Schwartz.
Yeah.
And he asked him about doing it. So right now they're in the middle of working on a motor for it. Of course, Bobby's so small. We're going to do a seat and pedal change, but it's in the works with all the other stuff we got going on this week. So last night, me and Bobby changed motors in the car we're going to run down there, the late model, and got it done last night. So it's about ready to go. And he's talking about maybe running down to Denny's tomorrow night and getting the seat and stuff in if he's got the motor ready, and we'll see where we're at. But yeah, you kept working on him. I think you talked him into it.
I meant you. I didn't mean Bobby Jr. I meant Bob Sr.
Oh, me?
Yes,
no,
you.
No, Now, wait a minute, dude. They got that late model
Yes.
dad and son thing
Yes.
going on this
Yeah.
weekend. I will be in a late model for that,
Oh,
and that's going to be a deal where we're going to work on that at the racetrack. So if you're going to be there, you got nothing to do. Come over and help me because it's not ready.
I would love. I'm telling you right now, I'm heartbroken because I would love to be there. I like you. We got a little work we got to do here at the shop, so I'm not going to be able to make that trip up there because we're going to Eldora here next week. But
I'll be there.
I am definitely. I hope it's on Dirt Vision. I hope it's on something because I want to watch this.
Well, I told you, it better be 17 seconds or I'll run out of air.
The way I seen you work, and the story I got, because I was like, hey, where's your guys' help at? And I firmly believe you haven't found anybody to keep up with you on the car yet, working on the crew.
Yeah, it's pretty much it. Me and my daughter, we got our system. We flow well. And, we had some mud scrapers there that weekend. At Knoxville, we had nobody. It was
Really?
just me and her, and we handled it pretty well. Things went pretty smooth. Bobby kept it out of the wall except for the feature Saturday nights. We didn't have much sheet metal repair like we got to do at Fairbury every time we go. So it went pretty smooth.
Yeah. I was proud of him at Eldora because we were teasing him, hey, why don't they build them cars with his quarter panels bent in? But his car looked great after Eldora.
Yes. And he's been, believe it or not, he's been trying hard not to do that. And there's times, that you can't help it. But that track that night was just, there wasn't much cushion there, but it had a line that he could run around the edge of. And I knew he had room to go. In fact, I even gave him a little signal to go harder when Herb was trying the last shot at us. And I thought, well, if you knock the quarter panel off and now you knock it off. And he really stayed off the wall, so I'm pretty proud of it.
Yeah.
I love it. I want to talk, we're talking about your family and how it's such a family sport for you guys. I really want to talk about your daughter because I don't think people realize how involved she is. And she's in charge of tires and she's doing all kinds of stuff. And tell me what it's like being able to work with your kids and doing this at the racetrack.
Well, I mean, it's stressful in a sense because we are together so much, and we are family. So no matter what goes on, at the end of the day, we love each other. That's just the way it is. But we've had our issues. We there's times that she don't do something the way I wanted, or I've taught her a one way and she's changed her mind and done another, and we kind of bump heads. And me and her are a lot alike, so we can get into it a lot easier than me and Bobby. So it's a touchy situation. She left us for about 2 years and went off and done some other things, so we had other people hired to take her place. And like I said, Dave, I'd hired 2 people to take up her place.
Yeah.
And now she's back. I got a different outlook. We get along a lot better. She went out and growed up a little bit. She's just 23, but still,
Yeah.
we've babied her so ever since she was born. So to me, she's not 23. But it gets tough at times, but we high-five at the end of the night. We hugged and cried at Eldora when we won the race. After the race, it was emotional as hell. But, I mean, no, it's great. I love her to death, and she is really, really good. She's talented and knows what she's doing, and she really does.
I was, and this is my own opinion, since she has come back, the results are phenomenal for your guys' team. So maybe she is a missing link. I don't know, but I just know that, and don't tell her I said this, but I'm just telling you, when you look at it, you're like, holy cow, I mean, I don't know if Bobby has that confidence where he can talk to her and you have that. I mean, it's amazing at watching how you guys all gel together and are able to perform.
And Bob, you can probably talk about this. It's something that you already know that she's thinking the same thing that you guys are thinking, so you're not having to second guess what's happening.
Yeah. I mean, and little things, like I'll back up to what you said here in a minute, David, but little things like when I check the fuel in the tank and I turn around, I'm not bumping into her with anything. Most of the time she's got the phone in her hand, and she could have been put in front of the trailer doing a tire, and all of a sudden, bang, there she is with me, and she knows our system. She knows where we go every time, so that helps a lot. But as far as what you said about her talking to Bobby needs her around. They are really, really tight brother and sisters, and it does help his confidence. And there's times where he needs to go over and kind of just talk to his sister a little bit, or have a little sister and brother joke, or whatever it may be.
Yeah.
But, we felt that missing, and you know what racing's like. It's a mental thing. You got to gel with your crew chief. You got to gel with your you're much scraper guy. I mean, it's all got to gel together, and we lost that for a while. So what you said is true. That's why things are really going like they are.
That's awesome.
I'm telling you, I seen your boy, and I mean, it's amazing at his mental side of how strong he is. He doesn't get all like juked out and all crazy. And you know, there at Fairbury, I think it was the draw race or whatever. He went out there, something didn't go right, and he come back. But for the Prairie Classic, he was on his game, and I mean, it's amazing at his age to see how headstrong he is, and like you said, even at the World 100 to control the car and go, hey, I have to have my equipment ready. It says a lot about. I'm gonna give you credit because of how you trained him.
Well, and a lot of it's because he's been around it since he was born, like we talked over there. You know, Sarah was on the road at 3 days old, and Bobby at least had a few months under his belt before he went to Florida. He's born in November, but he was still young, and that's all he's ever known and seen. And it's crazy how young kids see and pay attention to stuff that we don't realize they're doing at a real young age.
Yep.
And, you know, that's how they act like us, how they do the things we do. But he's already said in some of his interviews after he won a race, he goes, well, I drove the Scott Bloomquist line that I saw him do when I was like 8 years old or 9 years old.
Yeah.
He's a sponge. And I told somebody at Knoxville, I said, I'm not worried about Thursday night. We'll let him get the feature in and let his little computer brain add it all up and thinking about it, because I know he does. He'll study things in his brain, and he'll figure things out. When our car's not good, sometimes he drives around problems that you shouldn't do it at a young age, but he does.
I think, and you know, talking with him a little bit, we know he's had some success in the trucks on the dirt, and people have talked to him, and he's run some of the asphalt stuff. I really hope, because the future of dirt racing is bright with him and other guys, but more than anything, how he treats his fans, the Pierce posse that follows him, it's amazing, and I really hope that he gets to stay in dirt late model racing for a while. Because I think he's so genuine. I mean, if he gets a shot at doing the other, it's great. But I think he is the type of person that would always be able to come back. I mean, it's amazing, and I'm happy for where dirt late model racing is right now because of the like him and Moran and Moyer Jr. and all these guys that are very strong right now.
Yeah, we got a good second generation coming up of talent right now. You know, Don O'Neill's boys made the World 100 trip this year and was really strong, and he qualified second to his dad there overall. That's just amazing to do that at 16. But yeah, and you know, as far as the truck goes, you know, David, if an opportunity comes up, we can't turn it away, and actually if it's a good one. But he is such a dirt racer, and the only way we could get him away from dirt right now, it's going to have to be a really, really good ride, and that would take time to let him grow on asphalt, to learn the things he's learned on dirt. And he knows. He said to me, he says, Dad, he goes, if I had all this time on asphalt that I've had on dirt, he goes, I would be a lot better. And I said, you're not telling me nothing new. I know you would be, but you haven't, and that's just the way it is. So, you know, like I said, if it happens, it happens. But, man, you know, we're dirt people. He loves dirt racing, and he's really good at it. And what's funny, and you said that, it brought me something I've thought about. When we left the truck race at Eldora, Mike Marlar had called us about going to Chicagoland. And we asked Bobby right away, do you want to go? He said, no, I really don't want to go. He said, I don't really want to do the asphalt thing. I said, well, look, if we want to quit this deal today, then you need to start winning some big races in dirt to keep this thing alive, or we're going to struggle.
Yeah.
He took me serious, because look what we've done. North-south, 4-100, so he got up on the wheel when I told him that.
I mean, it's going to be amazing the records he can set. I mean, it's
at his age.
At what he's already accomplishing, and it's really, really cool. So,
yeah, thank you much for that.
Well, Bobby, we appreciate you being on the show today. Unfortunately, we have to go to commercial break and pay our bills. We could chat with you forever, but we'll have to have you back for sure.
Okay, anytime. Sorry I missed it last week. We got missed phone calls and missed timing, but I'm glad you guys got me on, and appreciate everything you guys are doing. You make dirt racing strong. Appreciate it.
Hey,
awesome.
Thanks,
you.
Bob. Hey, kick some butt this weekend.
We're going to give her a try, man.
All right.
Thank you. You good luck, too.
I am disappointed that I can't make that trip, because he was Bobby Jr. was talking about it. They got that father-son racing. So anybody in the Granite City, St. Louis area, I should say, Tri-City Speedway, they got Mod Mania going on. It's going to be good. So
we got to pay some bills. We'll be back here on Slingin Dirt, presented by Hercules Tires on MRN.com.
Slingin Dirt returns in 1 minute on MRN.com.
From work life to nightlife, from home to the road, your day can take you anywhere. These fast-paced times call for Wrangler Advanced Comfort jeans. Advanced Comfort is designed to keep up with you, no matter where you go or what you're doing. They're made with 20% stronger denim and 4-way flex technology that moves with you. Wrangler Advanced Comfort. Go anywhere, look great, and be comfortable. Wrangler Advanced Comfort jeans. Try on a pair today.
Visit Tom Johnson Camping World in Concord for all your race week needs. Race into savings now through September 30th and save big on over 400 units in stock. America's #1 RV and outdoor retailer has something for everyone. Get race season started at your local NASCAR headquarters with travel trailers starting at only $109 per month. Don't let these savings pass you by. Meet us at Tom Johnson Camping World and save big on your dream RV. STK number 1262508. Payments to qualified buyers with approved credit subject to lender terms based on statistical surveys 2015. See below for full offer details and disclaimers. Offers expire September 30th, 2016.
This is Slingin Dirt on MRN.com. Now back to Ashley and David Stremme.
Welcome back to Slingin Dirt, where the Stremmies,
They're moving dirt.
they are moving dirt. Look at you go. Oswego has started the transformation for Super Dirt Week here in 2 short weeks. It gets kicked off.
They're moving dirt.
600 loads of clay will be delivered to Oswego.
And a lot of my asphalt friends are going to hate me for saying this, but they could have just tore that asphalt up and left the dirt there. So
We have this on video, right?
It would have been.
I can cut.
Well,
can you guys cut this
at,
segment out for me so I can keep
anyways,
it for life? Because I never in a million years thought I'd ever hear you say that.
Hey, I'm just saying for there, I think it'd be awesome. I think it's a place that would put on a great show. So
you have just made my week.
So anyways, hey, Mod Mania. I think Deer Creek's coming up maybe this weekend for sure. So check it out on social media. There's a lot of places that will be racing still.
Yes. Make sure you tweet us for your pictures on Slingin Dirt.
This has been Slingin Dirt with Ashley and David Stremme. Listen every Tuesday at 11 Eastern on MRN.com for more news, interviews, and opinion from dirt tracks all over America. Slingin Dirt is a production of the Motor Racing Network. All rights reserved.